But it's for me, it is not about you not being a great dad. For me, it is about, I want you to be able to be the best dad you can possibly be. Mm-hmm. But in order for you to do that, you can't date a woman who wants all of your extra time and energy. Because that is what I want.
Got it.
And I don't want to be out here. You're not finna turn me into the woman that is jealous of a kid. That is also, like, there's so many levels of, so, like, just to save us all the drama and all the pain, you take your daddy daycare self over there. I got plenty of and I just feel like I have so many homegirls who are single moms who want to date. And let me put you on. I got 6 homegirls I can put you with. But your uncle, your brother who ain't got no kids, he might have a couple problems. Send him over here. We're going to work on the problems.
Hilarious.
We're going to work on the problems.
That someone is single and they have no kids. Jason, I'm going to pose it to you first. When you hear that a woman is single and she has no kids, what's the first thought that comes in your mind?
The first thought?
Wait, Theresa posted.
Okay.
I'm finna change my Tinder profile off of whatever he about to say.
I'm like, really? Okay, let's see what this is about. It makes me curious, but not in a bad way, not in a judgmental way. It's just like,
we the golden ticket.
Are they the unicorns?
Nowadays, yeah. Nowadays, it's pretty rare to come across a woman.
Teresa, you doing too much head shaking over there with me.
Nowadays, it is kind of rare to come across a woman that's, single in the 30s with no kids. Yeah, that's pretty rare now.
Okay, so when you hear that a woman is 30 plus, no kids, single, you're thinking rare unicorn.
I'm not thinking rare unicorn. I'm just thinking like,
ooh,
okay.
That credit must be good.
No, I'm just...
Okay, Theresa.
Yes.
Single, male, 30 plus, no kids. First thing that comes into your mind. And even if you're not thinking about it from a dating perspective, what's the first thing that comes into your mind?
The first thing that comes into my mind is workaholic.
Okay.
Now that I've been dating, I know that's normally the case.
Mm-hmm.
Workaholic. Mm-hmm. Somebody who's had his heart tremendously broken somewhere in their late 20s. Tremendously broke. I don't know what she did, but she...
Hulk smash?
Hulk smashed. Hulk smashed in the late 20s. Got them to a place where they were like, nope, dove into their work, workaholic. And then once you get past like 39, now we just talking career fuck boys and closet gays.
Get ready for Real Talk with Pasha B in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Thank you for tuning into this episode of Real Talk with Pasha B. We are in the, I guess we call this our studio, our office. What is this? Sheneka, what kind of space are we in?
We are in a space. That's all that matters.
Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. So today's podcast today, we are going to be talking about being single, whether that is single by choice or circumstance. And we have some guests that are in the space with us.
In the building.
So Sheneka, would you go ahead and introduce our guests?
Yes. So first, Jason's here. Jason is a regular on our show when we need some testosterone in the building.
Indeed,
Welcome, Jason.
Indeed.
Hey,
Always good
Jason.
to be here with y'all.
Hi, Jason.
Right.
And also, we have Miss Theresa the Songbird. She is one of Atlanta's hottest.
Wait, I heard the bird and I'm like, where's that?
One of Atlanta's hottest spoken word artists. What do you call yourself? What's the word you use?
I call myself an international entertainer.
I'm sorry, my bad.
They call me.
Oh,
and
they call me hot thickness on Saturday night.
All right, now just on Saturday.
Well, you worry about every other night of the week. Just know on Saturday.
On Saturday, it's gonna be hot and thick.
You understand?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're talking about, and we have talked about in the past, dating and relationships and all that good stuff. But it happens, or it comes about, that there are a lot of people that are single, and it's not really, it's by choice at this point in time. A lot of people over 30, they've decided to consciously remain single. Some have consciously decided to not have children at this point in time in their life. And we are here to talk about that today. Who wants to kick us off? Sheneka, I guess it'll be you.
Really?
Not from a personal standpoint, but come on.
Okay.
Let's get it going.
Well, stats. Single, no kids, over 30 years old. And I will say it's by circumstance. It's a combination. So choice is, I'm not really into the marriage thing, but I want a roommate to share bills that I can enjoy on a regular and continuous basis. Yeah. Access. That's what it's about. Access. And as far as children is concerned, that's circumstance, because I don't want to raise a child by myself. So I really believe in that balance of masculine and feminine energy. And I don't have that right now. A consistent male figure, whether it's a family member or a significant other, to assist in that process. So it's a combination of both.
So you actually miss stats with personal.
Yeah.
Because I'm used to you being the official note taker, and I thought you were leading off with stats.
You're asking me a question, and I gave you the answer. Anyway, Jason, yes. Choice or circumstance?
You mean about being single or the children part? Which
both.
Part? A little bit of both. When it comes to like choices, when it comes to being married, I understand exactly what type of commitment that is. It's for the rest of your life. If I go to a church and say I'm going to love you, be with you, and only you for the rest of my life, I don't got no plans on cheating. I don't got no plans on walking away. I don't got no plans on none of that. I'm with you to live up to those vows. And I don't think people understand how serious that is until they're actually in it. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people want to walk away from it when they're in it. That ain't the time to walk away. That's the time to work it out. So it's just me observing, like, okay, is this somebody I can spend the rest of my life with? Because to be honest with you, I can think of at least 2 or 3 women I can call right now and be like, hey, let's do this. Let's get married. And they would say yes.
So why haven't you?
Mainly because, back to what I said, I understand what kind of commitment that is. I have to know that
you're not ready, or you think they're not ready for what you're looking for?
For what I'm looking for, I would have to say probably a little bit of both. I can think of one who didn't want to have kids at all, and I do want to be a dad one day. So there's that. I could think of one that just a little too spoiled. She would be the pamper me type, but wouldn't spoil me back. I'm like, if we're gonna be married, I gotta spoil you, you spoil me. That needs to go both ways. She would probably be the recipient of everything I'm doing, but wouldn't know how to reciprocate back. So that's not a situation I want to be in either. So I'm just observing things, and it's like, okay, this is a decision you have to take your time with. You got to really, make the right moves, because I see a lot of my homies and a lot of people that are married, but they're not happily married, or they're cheating on their wife, or they're cheating on their husbands.
That's real too.
Yeah, I've had some married women flirt with me. It's kind of scary.
You had some offers.
Scary when I think about it. To be honest with you,
it's Atlanta.
That part.
It's Atlanta.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just not that hard to sleep with married women, unfortunately. I'm just being honest.
Yeah. And the same thing with married men.
Oh, married men are hoes sometimes.
Yeah.
I hate to say
sometimes.
it,
what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, married men don't give a damn. I don't get it.
Yeah. Madam Songbird. Come on now.
The sigh.
Yeah, man, because I be trying out here, man.
You be shooting your shot?
Just, you know that scene from Pulp Fiction where Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta are standing there and that dude come out and it's like, and ain't nothing, ain't but a great. That's how I been feeling in my love life. Ain't hit nothing, just straight Afro space behind the wall. I guess I'm saying a lot of circumstance. It sounds so sad when you say it like that, though, because the circumstance being that I think if I were to have gotten with someone when I was younger, like in my 20s, that person was not prepared for life.
Were you prepared for life in your 20s?
No. But here's the thing, right? So my mom and dad are still married. They've been married 40 some odd years. They are like, they are my pace horse for what a marriage should look like. And there's been infidelity. There's been all types of, my dad
Why you put their business out on the street?
Because their story that's very real because they're still together. They're still very much so in love. It is the story of really what it means to be two regular human beings who work with each other through their, can I curse on this show? They work through all their bullshit.
You haven't gotten started yet.
You know what I'm saying? But they work through all their bullshit. Like when me and my sisters my sisters are 33, I'm 36. We're all single. None of us have ever been married. And I really believe it is because we have been able to watch what it means to be married. One of my sisters was in a 10-year relationship that ended, but at least she was able to see, she could see from what she had come from that what she was in wasn't it. And it might have taken a while for her to get out of it, but she saw that it wasn't it. But I say, like, yes, I am. The circumstance being that there was a time when I wasn't ready. Now I'm very much so ready, but I also understand the field that I'm playing in. And
it's real out here.
Yeah, and I feel like the older you get as a woman and get ready, the less ready
they are.
Yeah, I don't. I'm gonna hold on to this because I feel like we're gonna discuss some of this later.
I recall having a conversation with a mutual coworker at one point in time, who I think actually said some of the realest things that I had ever heard in my life. And I think the age that we are at, people have kind of they're either in relationships, in marriages, or they've come out of relationships and marriages, and maybe should have snagged someone earlier in life, so you could have went through those trials and tribulations and things of that nature, because now you're dealing with, and I think it was real what he said in regards to, this is why you're dealing with the type of people that you're dealing with at this point in time. They're either coming out of relationships, so they're coming with baggage. You know what I'm saying? And they're coming with, or just not wanting to go through what they've been through. So they're standoffish when it comes to relationships. They're standoffish when it comes to marriage. They're coming with baggage because they done been there and done that. So this is now the population of people that you're dealing with when you're 30 plus years old and you're single.
But everybody's got baggage.
It does. But does your baggage come with, so you guys single with no kids, right? So, so in the dating pool, there may, even though at this table at this point in time, 1 out of 4 at this table has children, the other 3 don't. Okay, but if we go out into the general population, it's not really those kind of numbers, right? So you're now, you're a single person, and now you're dealing with people, trying to date people who have children, who have baby mothers, ex-wives, things of that nature. Now you're adding a layer of issues that you don't have to deal with because you're not bringing that to the table.
Yeah, it sounds so hopeless when you say it like that.
So is that a deal breaker? You want to date men with kids?
So here is why.
Okay.
I really have a big, for me, that's a huge thing. Because I date online, because I Tinder, I begin my swipe life. I would prefer that be information you provide very, very early on. I feel like I'm a character person, and I feel like if you're a quality dad, that's like something that most quality dads like, hey, I'm a dad. I'm about my kids. You know what I mean? If we've gone on 2-3 dates, I've been talking to you a week and a half.
And you haven't mentioned them babies.
But now I'm asked to kick it. Now you can't kick it because you got your kids for the weekend. And this is the first time the word kids has ever come out. We're never going to speak again. That's just a side note. But in my 20s, I dated a man for a while who had children. And the relationship didn't last. But my relationship with those children still exists.
Oh, wow.
I am I call them my nephew's son and my niece's daughter. You know what I'm saying? And I've been with my nephew since he was 6 months old. Now he's 10. My niece, since she was 9. Now she's a freshman and she's getting ready to start her sophomore year of college. And I am connected to a whole family off of a relationship. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm going to get nosy for a minute. Well, how was your relationship with him? Since you still connected
that relationship might have lasted a year.
So you connected to the family, but you don't talk to him?
I know we still speak because, I'm like their aunt. So I talk to their dad. He's like my brother. We get along very well.
That's so funny.
Keys to my house. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so that relationship evolved to something different.
Something very different, but it's a thing. For me, still in my life, if you're going to date me, we have to have a conversation about these children and all of that. But I have a kid in my life. So if I'm going to introduce your kid into my life, I have to bring my kid too, even though he's not even mine. He got a mama of his own, but he's possessive over me and who I'm spending my time. Like, it's already a thing. With a man who doesn't have children, when we get to have kids, I'm going to have to sit him down and say, hey, I'm bringing a new kid into the world and you're not going to be my only kid anymore. And, but it's for me, it is not about you not being a great dad. For me, it is about, I want you to be able to be the best dad you can possibly be. But in order for you to do that, you can't date a woman who wants all of your extra time and energy. Because that is what I want. Got it. And I don't want to be out here. You're not finna turn me into the woman that is jealous of a kid. That is also, like, there's so many levels of... So, like, just to save us all the drama and all the pain, you take your daddy daycare self over there. I got plenty of... And I just feel like I have so many homegirls who are single moms who want to date. And let me put you on. I got 6 homegirls I can put you with. But your your uncle, your brother who ain't got no kids, he might have a couple problems. Send him over here. We're going to work on the problems.
Hilarious.
We're going to work on the problems.
So let me ask this question. And I'm going to ask the reverse for the females. I'm going to ask about the men. And for the male at the table, I'm going to ask about females. So when you hear that someone is single and they have no kids, Jason, I'm going to pose it to you first. When you hear that a woman is single and she has no kids, what's the first thought that comes in your mind?
The first thought?
Wait, Theresa posted.
Okay.
I'm going to change my Tinder profile off of whatever he about to say.
I'm like, really? Okay, let's see what this is about. It makes me curious, but not in a bad way, not in a judgmental way. It's just like...
We the golden ticket.
Are they the unicorns?
Nowadays, yeah. Nowadays, it's pretty rare to come across
Theresa, you doing too much head shaking over there for me.
Nowadays, it is kind of rare to come across a woman that's, single, in the 30s with no kids. Yeah, that's pretty rare now.
Okay. So when you hear that a woman is 30 plus, no kids, single, you're thinking rare unicorn.
I'm not thinking rare unicorn. I'm just thinking like,
ooh,
okay.
That credit must be good.
No, I'm just thinking about where this can or can't go, because she may want kids, she may not. It just makes me curious as to why that is.
Okay, so you see green light.
Oh yeah, I see a green light. Yeah.
Okay, Theresa.
Yes.
Single male, 30 plus, no kids. First thing that comes into your mind. And even if you're not thinking about it from a dating perspective, what's the first thing that comes into your mind?
The first thing that comes into my mind is workaholic.
Okay.
Now that I've been dating, I know that's normally the case. Workaholic. Somebody who's had his heart tremendously broken somewhere in their late 20s. Tremendously broke. I don't know what she did, but she...
Hulk smashed?
Hulk smashed. Hulk smashed in the late 20s. Got them to a place where they were like, nope, dove into their work. Wow. Workaholic. And then once you get past like 39, now we just talking career fuck boys and closet gays.
Oh. Jason, hand me my Starbucks coffee, please. Sheneka.
You need your teeth.
I'm gonna need to put something in, because this is my. I'm like, wow. Sheneka, 30 plus male, single, no kids.
I'm surprised, and the reason I'm surprised is not even from his perspective. I'm about to say something that's probably really inappropriate as it relates to the sisters, but my thought process is really like a woman hasn't pulled one on you, like the okie doke, because that's what
the whole in like 33. They you don't have no kids, holes in condoms type.
I'm about to say poking holes in condoms.
She's not even poking holes in condoms because
Devious, like athletes.
Yeah. So we talked about this before. You know, stealthing is a thing, and guys will pull.
Did you see my thing?
We did a whole show on that,
Girl.
But now we're talking about so
I'm curious as to you haven't got like really some female haven't gotten you. That's my first thought. Like, so you must be real savvy not to get caught up because you know our sisters can be quite devious. You know when they own something. So that's my first thought. Like I said, it's not a good thought for the women, but that is my thought.
They do sell man traps at the hardware store.
Wow.
Yes. Just saying.
Wow.
Yes. Sisters be catching brothers up, and I do know that. I can acknowledge that.
Pull out game strong. Pull out game got to be strong, brothers. Hold it down.
Yeah, but some of the women they've been going to Pilates. They got that leg lock.
This is true.
You be like, she wouldn't let go.
This is true, because all jokes aside, I can think of a couple years ago, at least 2 women that probably should have had my baby, but they didn't. I'm just being honest.
That's
what
hilarious.
you trying to say?
I'm trying to say there was a point in time I didn't always use protection. I'm just being real.
Because some of us, while we out here talking about 30s, no kids, that is by the grace, that is circumstance for real.
Yeah.
That is by the grace.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie. I can think of at least 2. I'm like, whoa, you didn't get pregnant with me?
Look, all of us,
I guess
dodged the bullet.
Look,
any woman in her 30s, the 4 days before that cycle come, you be like, Jesus. Let me just think about everybody who I've been with.
Plan B.
Just real quick, Lord.
$49.99.
Who am I going to have to call if don't nothing come next week?
I'd be like,
I ain't talked to this Negro since I left his house. And I told him,
At least you know we
I
live.
feel like a Maury Povich.
I guess them birth control products work. Thank God they did.
Some residuals.
Look,
so I'm going to tell you.
0.99.99%. Them 0.99s is what be scaring the hell out of you, though.
Right.
So I'm going to tell you, for me, when I hear that someone 30 plus male single, that scares me. No kids, that scares me. Absolutely. And I think I have the opposite reaction that Jason has. So where you see a green light, I see a red light.
Why is that?
Because she thinks somebody want to run up in her, put a baby in her.
No, because I have kids.
You feel like they don't have no roots.
Oh, I feel like there's going to be an uncomfortable conversation. At some point in time, we're going to come to a crossroad, especially if you want kids, right? So we're going to come to a crossroad.
Okay. That makes sense. Because you're done having kids.
Because I'm done having kids.
Okay. Well,
so it comes to...
That makes sense.
It comes to a crossroad, and I'm just like...
Gotcha.
Not even for the one?
No.
One?
No, I don't know when Jesus is coming back to the to the earth.
So you like no adoption, no not enough. You're done. It's a wrap.
What if they have? Well, this is your kids. So would you be willing to date someone who already has children?
To dating someone who already has children,
even if they little.
So now we're about
we're going up levels now.
I actually heard about this.
You did hear about this.
I've heard women say that they don't want to date a dude with like newborns or kids under 2 years old. What is that about?
I don't want to date anybody.
It's like 10.
You're still smashing the mama. Period.
Guarantee
point
all
blank.
the time, though?
Hand is grabbing all the air on that one.
So I do think that you are the younger the child, especially from newborn to 3, 4, you just got out that coochie not too long ago, right? And there's still things that you guys need to work through to be able to co-parent for a child that's that small. I don't want them problems, right?
Wow.
Because I've said this before. My children are older. I got a 23-year-old and a 16-year-old. I don't have them little people problems, and I don't want them little people problems.
She don't need no babysitter.
I don't need no girl. I don't need no babysitter. You know? So I'm not trying to spend my Saturdays at T-ball and Little League,
Chuck E.
and
Cheese.
shit like that. I'm trying to, and Chuck E.
No
Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese
I'm
days.
trying to wake up from a hangover on a Saturday at 12 o'clock.
She trying to go to brunch.
I'm trying to go to brunch.
I got you.
So I would never want for a man to sacrifice being a father. As you want full attention, I get that. But I understand that someone who has children, because they need to understand that for me as well, that there's a balance. And I don't want you to give me any more than what you need to if you're going to sacrifice your kids that time. Because children children didn't ask to be here. You know what I'm saying?
True.
These little people that you got to take care of.
And they deserve the best.
And they deserve the best of you. So if at 10, you got to be out there, you got to be the coach of the football team and all that stuff. Thank you, brother. But
I am not the orange slice wedge making girlfriend.
I'm not out there bringing the snacks.
Nope. I ain't got nothing on me, little bottles of water.
No carpooling.
Nothing.
Now, if someone had a child that was like 13, 14, things of that nature, that's kind of, because at 14, you don't necessarily, and this sounds bad, they don't need as much from you. You know what I'm saying? They're getting into their own, they're having their own extracurricular activities, they're finding their way in life. So you may need to do a drop off and a pickup. Then you taking kids to the movies. That's fine. I can kick it with that. I may even roll with you when you go and pick them up. Because you probably taking them to the mall or something else. Like, it doesn't require much of me.
I got you.
But if you got a 4-year-old who running in the room talking about something they want to eat and it's 7 o'clock in the morning, baby.
But that 4-year-old is clocking. That 4-year-old is a tiny recorder for everything y'all are doing to go back. And mama, her house is nice.
Yeah. I don't
and
need
she got cats.
She got a cat. I don't need those problems. I don't, because I'm not bringing you those problems.
I got you.
So
you ain't trying to be a second mom. You trying to just.
I can't say that I'm not trying to be a second mom, because I understand with someone that has children.
It take a village.
Right. I'm not trying to redo what I've already done in my life. I'm not going back that far. I'm not. When Pasha gets into the car, there's no car seat. There's no stroller. I don't got to plan my day. You know what I tell my 16-year-old? Let's go. And we get in the car and we out for 12 hours.
I got you.
But when you out with a 4-year-old, can I go to the bathroom? No, you can't go to the damn bathroom. Hold it. No, I'm just playing. But no, I'm not trying to go back.
4 years old still wearing pull-ups.
Right.
Can I go to the bathroom?
No. We almost home. No.
See, we're like, we agree.
Yes.
Very similar.
Very much.
Makes sense.
So, Sheneka, I see we have some stats here. So, according to a survey in 2010, 1 in 5 women between the age of 40 and 45 do not have kids.
I was surprised.
Hold on, say that again. 1 in what?
20%.
1 in 5.
20%. 40 and 45. And also the marriage rate and the birth rate have been steadily declining over the years. So it's not just a black thing, white thing, whatever. It's just a thing. So do you think people are just looking at relationships differently instead of the more traditional route? People are possibly shacking up. People are, from what I've read and spoken to other people about, people are valuing their money. And I've heard people say that they're being selfish, so they don't want the expense of a child. Is it? And I get that. Or are they looking at it more of is life being looked at as like a business? Well, I think marriage and relationships, that is a business, and unfortunately, people people get caught up in the whole love aspect of it until it's time to get a divorce, and you find out it really is a business. Well, what I'm saying is comparing to in the past, people are now looking at relationships more like a business. I don't know, because I think in the past it was somewhat of a business. Not to me. I think love was love. I think in the past that your parents trying to get out of their parents' house. So about the gender roles of what it meant to operate in a household. So like, yes, it was about business in that idea of like industrialized systematic living. Like I'm gonna go to work, you're gonna tend the children and make sure that the food is here and that these little beings grow up. The business of running a house, there's that part, but then like there's that, men being raised to say find a woman to take care of and she's gonna take care of you. That sort of understanding, I think, is what people are even now still kind of nostalgically grabbing for in marriage. But then you have like the crack epidemic in the 80s and like this shift of power and women in the workforce and prison and just understanding like as the quality of gender roles shifted, the idea of how those shifting gender roles fit into what marriage is never
never got addressed. So even now, when we teach people about marriage, we teach, wives, submit unto your husbands, and somewhere maybe way after a long ellipsis, husbands, submit unto your wives. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we don't never talk about what it means. Like, my dad does all the cooking in our house. As long as I've been alive, he's cooked every single meal me and my sisters have ever eaten. So, but that for me, I don't know any other way of living. And it doesn't change the fact that he's the head of our household. It doesn't change how my mama respects him. We make jokes about the fact that my mama she ain't cooked nothing. She only fixes. She only fixes. You understand me? Like,
that's hilarious. I love it.
But because of that dynamic in my household, I have a different appreciation for even the little things of what it means to, in the gender roles of what a marriage looks like. But there's also some stuff, like my dad take out the garbage. I ain't never took out trash, ever. I took out trash when I lived alone. Now I got a male roommate. I make him take out the trash still. It's just certain things that I feel like should happen in a house where a man and a woman live together. And I think that all of us have those ideas somewhere, but we don't really understand how to address them when it comes to coexisting with another human being.
But I think that goes toward communication, because although there are traditional gender roles, I think you have to take into consideration what people's strengths are. So if your father loves to cook, or he just cooks better than your mom, and they have an agreement that you're going to take care of this and I take care of that, I think that's cool. I think the problem is we go into relationships making the assumption, oh, I'm going to cook and you're going to take the trash out, or you're going to cut the grass. Maybe I like being out in the yard cutting the grass and gardening, and maybe he likes cooking.
I don't know nobody who like being outside cutting no damn grass.
You know what?
That is why we pay Mike's Do It All.
Shout out to Mike's Do It All.
Shout out to Mike's Do It All. We pay Mike's Do It All to come over and fix our grass for us.
We ain't got no man in the household.
My daddy be out there like a hawk. I don't like the way he lined up the lines. My mom called me the other day to tell me exactly this story. That he didn't like the way he cut the grass.
He had them lines
outside to tell him so.
He had them lines together.
You understand? Because my dad's lines be like baseball field. You know what I'm saying? That should be like velvet. You can sleep on our lawn. I don't know what he be putting out there, but he be putting
the
all
grass
the
is multifaceted like a diamond.
She's got carrots on it. You understand me? Clarity,
absolutely,
color and cut.
Absolutely. And also another stat was 43% of college-educated women between 33 and 46 are child-free. Now, I do remember when I was in college, one of my professors made this comment in my psychology class. He told us, women, if you have not found your mate in college, the likelihood of you getting married, have you heard that? Significantly decreases after you leave college.
Isn't that something of what the conversation that we had with the coworker? I think it's some truth to it. Like I said, I think college is a great time to kind of find someone and
especially you have that commonality,
right?
You know?
Well, they're kind of fresh. You know what I'm saying? Yes. People are new into their lives, and they're pre-jaded. Thank you.
I like that. Yeah,
pre-jaded. So when you connect with that person, and then you go through your ups and downs and things of that nature, I think you have the energy and the stamina to deal with all of that. Versus getting to an older age and you're kind of just like, I ain't got time to deal with that.
And when you have that one person that you've been with since you were 19, 20, 21, when something happens when y'all are 25, when something happens when you were 27, you can double down on the fact that you have all of those experiences with them, as opposed to somebody you've been dating for 6 months and they done told their ass with you. And you be like, no, you remind me of Rodney. I'm straight. You know? Cause that be me all day. I'd be like, Sam, I'm cool. He'd be like, my name Mark. No, you're Sam.
Wow.
Bye.
All right, now with the whole college thing, I don't know. I guess I got questions about that, because we also have to look at divorce rates, right? Divorce rates are pretty high. So they started out in college and then got divorced later. What actually happened? Me personally, I now have a question about this, and I don't know, maybe y'all can shed some light on it. I personally think we live in a country that's just full of freedom, right? You can do whatever the heck you want with whoever the hell you want, right? We're a very free country. And let's be honest, Americans, we sleep around a lot. We do that.
Okay.
That's just something
we're not just Americans.
No.
He's talking.
I'm talking about.
No, he's speaking direct.
Broad level of Americans.
Right.
Doesn't matter black, white, whatever. Americans be some hoes. Like there are people who go on vacations to get their hoe. I'm just saying.
You know, I just found that out not too long ago. I think I'm living under a rock.
You are.
Now, you didn't know you go on a vocation.
Vocations. That's a good one. I like that. But my point.
You've been missing out.
My point in saying that is when college, I was just thinking like, college, no, I would have made a horrible husband. I was in my whole phase.
Right.
I was doing whatever the hell I wanted to do, however the hell I wanted to do with whoever.
But do you think being in college, even if you're not getting married, you've kind of developed a relationship with someone? So maybe you...
I did. I absolutely developed a relationship or two around
three.
that time. Or 3 or 4 or 5. But we're not going to talk about that. That's not what we're talking about. But I'm just thinking about, like, do y'all think that before people get married, they should go through their whole phase?
Absolutely. Get it out.
Okay. That's what I was really getting to. Like,
I think sounds ideal, but everybody marriage don't happen that way. Some people go through their whole phase while they're married.
Thank you. That's also what I was getting at.
Okay.
Because if you go through
my
your
parents
whole phase,
had that happen to them.
Right. If you go through your whole phase
while they were married.
You married with me, that means we were never married, or it's time to look into being swingers or something, or it's time to look into divorce.
Well,
because I'm discovering a lot of people want to go through their whole phase while they marriage, have their cake and eat it too, and not talk to their spouse about it.
Well, I think that's one of the problems. Do we fully evaluate or understand that who I was at 19 is not who I am at 25, nor 30, nor 35.
Exactly.
And people are going to change, whether it's a whole phase or anything. Somebody's going to do something that might be a deal breaker for you.
Right, and it wasn't a deal breaker before.
Right.
It wasn't even an issue before.
It wasn't even a thought.
Right.
You didn't even think it was something that could ever possibly, because you might be dating someone and 15 years from now, they become a heroin addict.
Thank you. All y'all are making my points for me. That's one of the reasons why I'm not ashamed to say I've never been married. Because I know it would have ended in divorce. If I think about any one of the women I would have married back, it would have ended in divorce. Either my whole phase would have came out, or her whole phase would have came out, and would have.
But then these are all still like hypotheticals, because you don't know until you are in it and married.
I know.
Because married is different from dating, and that's something that I think a lot of people get divorced because they don't really get that idea either, that being married is not like, oh, we're dating and we live together. It's not the same. Being married is like being tethered to a human being, to be accountable with them and for them for the rest of their life, for the good shit they do, for the bad shit they do, and all the in between. And that doesn't mean that every day I'm fucking you. That doesn't mean that every day I'm rubbing your back. That might mean for 2 years I sleep upstairs and you sleep downstairs, and we just here to co-parent these kids and make sure that the taxes stay paid right.
But so I have a question. I have a question. So, what's the deal breaker? So what I'm hearing is there are no deal breakers.
No, I'm not saying that at all. But for everybody, it's different. Right. For me and my family, I can honestly say this. Outside children, that's a deal breaker.
So cheating is okay.
Not necessarily that it's okay.
We can work through
that, because here's my thing. If I'm not fucking you, you done told your ass for me and I'm not fucking you for a year, 2 years, 3 years, you're gonna blow your gasket. Go let Becky with the good hair pop that thing off 2 times, but never know half Becky, half you, baby, come tipping around here.
That's
there, you know what I'm saying? But it might happen. But here's the thing: like growing up, whatever might have happened in my parents' relationship, if my dad went off, ain't no woman ever called my house looking for my dad that I wasn't related to. You feel me? Ain't no woman ever came knocking on the door talking about I'm looking for Will. That's not gonna happen, because even if you're gonna go out and have your discretion, respect the fact that you have a home with me. I understand that you're an adult and you got to work. We're working through our stuff, but you're going to respect that we have a home together. You're going to respect the fact that I'm here taking care of shit. Now, I might go get Sam munch on my lunchbox, but you ain't got to worry about that neither. Dead. Sam ain't never going to know where I stay at. Sam ain't even gonna know my real name because I know how to keep this shit together right and tight. You're not gonna bring me no outside babies, and you're not going to embarrass the
family.
The family. I kind of feel like Beyonce in a lot of ways. I understand we got a lot of shit go down when it's $1 billion on the elevator. Who knows what can happen in our life? But the things that we have built together, what we're not gonna do is publicly disrespect one another. We're not going to publicly embarrass one another. And you're going to protect me at all costs.
That's what's up. You know what's funny you said that? Because I was listening to an interview with T-Pain, and he was talking about his marriage. And he was saying, like, they asked him, what's the key for you being happily married so long? He was like, we keep our business out of everybody's social media, all that. Our business is our business.
I didn't even know T-Pain was married till just now.
See? And him and his wife wanted that way. They don't want people in their business. I totally get that. But to answer your question about deal breakers, for me, deal breaker is just deception. Don't have me all wrapped up in love with you thinking I'm marrying this person, and then after the ring's put on, I found out, well, I didn't tell you about my kid in Albuquerque, and I didn't tell you that I was previously married. I didn't tell you that, somebody put some stuff on me on the internet and me having sex.
Trust and believe you're going to come across all of that.
Well, then I'm going, well, here's the thing. Let me know up front, because now I don't know who the hell I married. Now it's either annulment or divorce time, because I don't know who you are now. So for me, deception that's my deal breaker. Let me know who the hell you are. Let me know who I'm married. Don't put on a front for me because you think that's what I want. Now, let me see the real you. Let me determine what I can deal with for the rest of my life, because I'm going to find out anyway. You might as well put it all up out front. I deal with the real you. You deal with the real me, because I got dirt too. I ain't gonna lie like I've been an angel. I damn sure. Shit.
You got a tape out there?
So I don't think it's out there, but there's something in my. You know what?
Let's keep it moving. Somebody got something.
No one has something. I have it.
The cloud knows all.
The cloud.
Could be in the cloud, but I have it. Is my point. Bottom line is this: we all got something. Mm-hmm. Deception for me is a deal breaker. Don't change once I put the ring on. Let me know who I married straight up. So,
what's your deal breaker, Sheneka?
So let me back up and remind everybody. I said that I don't want to be married, right? I need a roommate.
But you still with your long-term roommate
with benefits. Okay.
What's the deal breakers? What can get you kicked out the house?
A lot of them. Mm-hmm. So I my tolerance level for a lot of the things that you all mentioned is just not there. Because going back to, I believe people have control over themselves, and I hate when people say, "Oh, it just happened." And no, it just didn't happen. You went out and you pursued.
Right. I agree.
So as far as like drugs, no. Domestic violence, no. Cheating and kids and all that, no. And I learned that early. I was telling Pasha earlier before we started the show, growing up, talking about the messaging, a lot of the messaging I saw and heard kind of created this type of mentality that I have. I can tell you to this day, I probably know one married couple that I think, just from what I see, they have a really good marriage. Other than that, no other married couple I see makes me want to get married. I don't see that.
I get that.
Growing up, I remember my mother telling me, I want you to go to school, get a good job, so you don't have to depend on a man to take care of you. And when I look back at some of the experiences, some of the women, I'll say in my family or family friends, they went through, I'm thinking some of the experience they stuck it out was because they weren't in a position to walk away.
Correct.
And from the time I started working at 16, 17 years old, like I will go without before I ask a man for anything.
That part.
So seeds were planted a long time ago, verbally and what I saw. So as far as deal breakers, yeah, I have a lot of them because no, we're grown. What do you want to do? You want to build something, you want to do something, or you want to be out here in the street. If you want to be out there in the street, do it. Just let me know. We can be in the streets together, but don't have me on lockdown while you out here in the street doing whatever. Like you said, people know you out in the street, people whispering and talking, and because you're out here just being deceptive. Just put everything on the table and
put
you can
everything
decide.
on the table. There
you catch me on a good day, hey, I may roll with you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. I don't like that. So I have a lot of deal breakers. A lot. Because we grown. You know what you're doing. What you want to do.
Right. Just be real.
Why are you looking at me crazy, Theresa?
I just be thinking like it sound good, but I be feeling like this how the women look at me when I'm like, I just want to find a man with no children, but girl, it ain't gonna happen. And I just feel bad for us.
And
I do not think he exists, girl. What is we gonna do?
I used to think that in my 20s. I didn't want to date a guy with kids. Then I realized most people have kids. They start when they're 15, 16 years old. So I got over that real quick, and for me, it's, I'll date a guy with kids, but they can't be bad kids. I'm not dating nobody with bad kids. I can't.
I be trying. I just not judging this beat. I be so judgy. Because my thought is, if your kids are under 4, my first question is, why aren't you with their mama? Why aren't you with their mama? Why aren't you with their mama? If you got more than one child under the 4, and you got more than one mama involved, why is it okay for you to just be out? Exactly.
You're a bad decision
Why are you just out here just throwing oats everywhere? You just throwing oats everywhere.
Not sowing. That's character. If you have that many kids. Like you said, multiple kids, multiple baby mothers, and you're not with any one of them.
But you want to talk to me. You don't have the time, sir, to entertain me.
And I'm going to look at this one real quick. Nor the coins, because she's about that money. So if you have that many kids, you paying child support. You money is being dispersed outside the household.
I'm trying to find somebody to buy my flight tickets for me. Everybody like, let's go on vacation. Good, my passport is ready. You just let me know when to show up at the airport.
Teresa's trying to get stamps.
You understand me?
And I'm
pew,
all
pew, pew.
Pew, pew. So Sheneka actually did an unofficial poll.
Oh my God.
And the question was, Sheneka.
Oh, child. The question was, what would you say is the primary factor that has contributed to your status of single, no kids? All respondents were over the age of 35.
And the responses vary. So, not going to give any names, but a male said, my own bad decisions and immaturity. There was a female who said men nowadays are non-committal with everything, kids and relationships. It's like it's nothing to walk away from any of them. The female also said, and this one I found to be quite honest, afraid of losing her freedom.
Hell yes.
I just want to go outside when I want to. I just want to go outside when I want to.
Go to the bathroom or somebody knocking on the door.
Go to brunch. I just want to go to brunch.
So we're going to pin that one to the top, definitely. Career is a reason why single and no kids. Not willing to settle.
Number 11. Read number 11. I thought that was quite honest.
We got to go to 10 first. All black men are either locked up, got no job, or no ambition. Wow. I had to put that twang on that one. Error.
Keep reading.
Finish that one? Are you saying?
Yes. Finish.
Okay,
that that's a very good point too.
The good ones want you to sweat them because they know they are a commodity in the black community.
This is true.
So
these niggas be thinking they is the top pick on The Bachelor. They just think that they Jason.
So now Jason's the unicorn.
What?
They be collecting us.
Yeah, you got to fight.
The ones like y'all. So when the dude ain't got no kids, he has like 6 women like me in his phone with no kids.
So can we talk about that for a minute? Because we haven't. And so I wanted to bring up value that people place on certain types of people in different statuses.
Right.
So, ladies first, can we discuss the fact of Jason being the unicorn? Is everybody after Jason?
Oh, yeah. That's right. You got to fight for me. You know? I need about 2. I'm like Flavor with it. I'm have a room about 20 women and be like, no, yes, no, yeah, all right. Y'all didn't make it around too.
When I'm only going by Tinder profiles. When I see the men on Tinder profiles who are like, yes, I'm 6'2", single with no kids. You need to be... What do I need to be? Tell me, sir.
And when we use Jason, when we use the word, I guess we made Jason with a verb or something.
Yeah.
When we use the word Jason, so Jason is 30 plus. Jason, are you still single?
Yeah.
Jason's single. Jason has no kids. Jason has a job. Jason has a home. Damn, Pasha.
It's been a while. That magnet just... maybe it hasn't been a while. I have it.
But for black women,
Mm-hmm.
you are a commodity.
Jason just sitting back.
Sucking it
Who do
in.
I want to talk to today?
Wait, show me show the swipe pass.
You get a whole bunch at once. Like a cash machine. Spin the wheel. Because I know I'm one of them too that be like, oh, what? No kids. Boop. All right. Hopefully he'll what you do?
All right, so I can speak that. It's real simple. It's two ends of that spectrum. One is somebody discovering that they are a commodity and having fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm not going to lie, like, I wasn't there at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's funny when you talk about swiping, I ain't going to look at my phone, like, I want to kick it with this weekend. I'm not going to lie, I haven't done that. But that's just not where I'm at now. So you got to find a dude, one, that's out of his whole phase, that's not a narcissist, and in my humble opinion, actually cares about the women he's dealing with. Because even when I was in the wrong, right, technically speaking, or dating around, home, whatever, I never wanted to deceive women or lie to them like, hey, look, I'm going to be there for you, baby. I'm going to take care of your kids. I've always thought that was lame and whack. I would never tell somebody I loved them or had more feelings than I did. I mean, I would be brutally honest, and that's part of why.
Because you can. Because you are the
Well, not because I can, because it's the right thing to do, man.
That's how you prolong being able to be the unicorn.
Not even that.
I just think that's... Wait, no. I just think that's who Jason is. All men are not dogs. All men are not, you know what I'm saying, out to deceive and hurt and whatever. And I think Jason's just a good dude. And not with the air quotes good dudes. I think he's just a good dude. That's all.
Here's the thing. I feel like you can't be a hypocrite, right? I can't say I don't want deception and then I'm out here deceiving and lying. I can't say I want somebody to be honest and I'm out here lying. You're a hypocrite. You're going to attract what you are eventually. So I just want to be straight up about everything I do. Hey, look, this is what you're working with. Take it or leave it. This is where I am. But back to the question about why we are single. For me, it's just I feel like I haven't met the right one. That's it. I'm not looking to settle. I'm not looking to be like, well, I didn't get everything I wanted. Got most of what I wanted, and I'm not really that happy. But no.
But are you going to get everything that you want?
Well, no. Like, let's ask him what. Let's ask him what is his. What does the person have to have? Because I think we use the word everything. No one's going to have everything.
No,
but
I'm not expecting everything.
What is it that you're looking for in someone that would make them a candidate for a wife?
Somebody with the same mentality as me, more or less. One, about the whole honesty and deception thing. Like, let me know your dirt. I'll let you know mine. We could be an open book to each other. And I'm also looking for, like, a connection. Like, I ain't gonna lie, some of my previous relationships have kind of spoiled me, like the whole soulmate thing. I actually came across that. Like, I could literally wake up in the morning and know how my woman was doing, like, miles away. Like, I would feel something, pick up the phone, call her, baby, what's wrong? I know something wrong with you. Talk to me. Oh, my God. I've had that connection before. So it's kind of really hard to like.
I ain't never had it.
Shit, exactly. So it's kind of really hard to go backwards when you've been there.
Right.
It's like, and then you deal with regular relationships where I'm having to ask all the questions. I'm all of the entertainment. I'm paying paying for every damn thing, and it's like, oh God, here we go again. The dating game is just so repetitive. It's just like, I've seen this before. Let me guess. You don't do this. Oh, you don't do that. Oh. I thought we talked about it before. They don't do women. They talk about everything they don't do. And then
what is it?
What do you do?
What do you do?
Right. So
what that mouth look like? Yeah. What that mouth do? Okay, let's talk about number 11. So this is a female, single, no kids, because she was or is waiting for Mr. Perfect. Especially when she was younger, she now realizes as she's older that person never existed. She believes it caused her to miss opportunities, but she still believes that love is in store because she is wiser. No kids because she wanted to be wiser first, so it all went hand in hand.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's supposed to be married. I typed that up. That's not. I don't type. Jason, I don't type. That's supposed to be married.
So, okay, so no kids because she wanted to be married first. So there are some women who are saying that women and men, I'm going to say that they actually wanted to be married before they have children. So the kids came hand in hand with the marriage.
Yeah, I'm one of those people. Mm-hmm. I would very much so prefer to be married before having children. Mm-hmm. But I also understand that, the older you get, it ain't but so many eggs left in this cotton.
Ooh,
so powder. You understand? So I'm finna be around here like Kenya Moore in a little bit. I'm gonna have to
by any means
be on a walker at that with what they call it, the IVF and all of that, getting it together.
So with the reverse of men being a commodity, and we're going to stray off the subject just a little bit, but single women we're going to stay on subject. Single women with no kids, how do you think that they're perceived overall in society?
Single women with no kids, how they're perceived? Mm-hmm. From what I hear, I guess I would just have to speak for the ones that I know personally. From what people tell them, people are always asking them, like, when are you going to get married? What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, people say stuff like that.
That's what she was looking for. What's wrong with you?
Right. And at the end of the day, they're like, look, I can't make a man marry me. And I'm not about to degrade or lower my standards for a dude to come along and marry me. And I totally understand that.
But why is there different words that are used? So, single woman, no kids, what's wrong with you? Single man, no kids. Oh, you a unicorn.
I think it's just psychology. Because with women and the way our society is, it's not hard to find women who are looking for a ring. And it's not hard to find men who are running from the ring. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like people say men are afraid of commitment. I don't think that's true, but that's the stigma that's out there. I don't think men are afraid of commitment at all. I think we're afraid of committing to the wrong thing. I mean, we make commitments all the time. We commit to the military. We sign contracts. We do all types of stuff.
So it's what you're committing to.
Exactly.
Let me tell you a story. So I was talking to, and I'm going to put him on blast. I was talking to my 21-year-old nephew. And I was asking him, was he dating? What is it that he has going on? And he works for a sheriff's office. And he told me, no, he's not dating. He was talking about the girls, I'll say, his age, the young women. And he brought up, I don't want to be in a situation where I'm paying child support and alimony because I see the men that are spending out all of this money trying to take care of the bad decisions. I don't want to say bad decisions. Decisions they made in the past.
Right.
And when he said that, I actually recall hearing grown men say the same thing who don't have children as far as, you know what? Marriage is a liability. I have too much to lose if this doesn't work out because, and we've talked about this before, as far as even the court systems aren't set up in favor of men. So even if you were in a great relationship and it just didn't work out or what have you.
I feel as a woman though, David. I feel like marriage is a lie. I feel like my singleness is me as an individual is the biggest asset that I have. And the idea of a man whose life is trashed and he's hiding his trashed life from me and now we're together and you are a part of my finances and you drag you know how long it took me to get my shit together by myself and it don't take but one wrong move from a toxic individual to completely we've seen as a woman, we've seen our sister friends get together with a man who wasn't shit and just watch their whole life
crumble,
just melt down the wall right in front of your eyes. I don't think it's just a thing where men feel trapped. I think it happens to women all of the time. All of the time. But these men stay in our lives because they are the fathers to our children. You know what I'm saying? Because women are real life trapped in them situations. I don't think it's just that, the idea that it's just men holding out marriage thinking that, they're going to be trapped and somebody's going to ruin what they put together. That's just as much as one of the things that I am most fearful of is getting with somebody who is going to ruin my existence as Theresa the Songbird for the sake of Theresa Wilson wanting to be married and with someone. Are you? No.
I'm thinking, and I'm just thinking of people I know, and even people I don't know. I think value is placed differently for men and women. So often when you think of men, and I don't know if this is going to be accurate or not, but this is what I think. I think women think that men are lacking those feelings that you're talking about and those emotions, which is why when we nut up, we mess up your things. We're going to bust out the windows of your car. We're going to key up your car. We're going to mess up your things. We're going to burn your shoes, because we think men value things, right? And their money. So we're going to hit them in their pocket or what have you. And I think women, we place more value on our emotions and things like that.
On our actual spirit, the thing that feeds, that allows us to be resources to other folk. That thing that allows you to continue to give out and give out and give out. Yes. Do not fuck with that.
But and with that, I will say just my thought process and what I see, I do believe that, and I've heard men say, I don't want to lose my money. I'm not willing to give all of this up with by messing with the wrong person, engaging with the wrong person. And on the flip side, I will say, I think women sacrifice themselves all the time just to say they have somebody. I see it all the time just to say they have somebody. They're miserable in the relationship.
Oh, yeah.
And, as a single friends, we got to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Here's a shoulder cry.
Which is like birth control for marriage. And just to keep you from being there, you'd be like, I am straight. I will keep dating. Exactly. I will keep being by myself if this is what is out there for me.
Exactly. So that's all I'm trying to say. I hear what you're saying, but I do believe there is a large segment of women who are willing to be that sacrificial lamb, just to say they have somebody.
And I've been that, and I think that's part of the getting older and getting wiser thing is finding a place where you're happy alone, not necessarily happy alone, but you're happy with the quality of your life without a mate, and you understand that there has been a version of self who would readily have the mate and watch the quality of their life drop for the sake of being in a relationship. And you get to an age where you're like, no, I like being able to go on vacation. Yeah. No, I like that I ain't had to worry about how I'm going to pay rent in so long. And the last time I did, I was in a fucked up relationship. So let's not do that, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so we're coming to the end of this podcast, and I think we talked about some great topics here, especially when we view the same subject, but we mix gender into it, right? So there is something that's called, there's a bias against single people as well. We talked a little bit off air in regards to, in society, it's cool to be in a relationship and it's cool to be married and everybody's on this hype of being coupled up and things of that nature. So it's trendy. It's trendy.
Yeah.
So when you deal with someone being single, or you deal with the subject of being single, and it's a bias towards that, whether it's conscious or unconscious, and then you add gender on top of it, it's like we're adding issue upon issue upon issue, and I'm not sure that we understand that we're doing that, and I think it's counterproductive for us as a people. We then start to separate people and things, and it's okay for a guy to be single and no kids because he's a commodity, and then that same female with no kids and single, the thing that's always said is, well, what's wrong with her?
Oh, they think she's a lesbian.
It's something.
Or crazy.
Or crazy.
Crazy.
Or there's something just generally wrong with the plumbing. And then they feel sorry for you.
Yeah. And then you
just gotta be wrong.
And then these people start to manifest and build insecurities in themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think we need to be mindful of the perceptions that we have about people and gender and relationship statuses.
Hell, most of the time it's just good decision making. She probably let go with a dude that she knew if she married, she was going to be a player or abusive or something.
Absolutely.
I'm just going to say it. I hate to say it, but I make jokes about it that the male species as a whole is losing. It's like when I come across some of my homegirls that tell me some of the stories about some of these dudes, it's always like they always have either a dude that sexually assaulted them, abused them, cheated on. Like it's always something. Like damn, how many good dudes is out here? Like. You know what I mean? Like how many dudes?
Every dude is not good.
How many
every
of your friends
day.
are good dudes?
I think we are starting a whole nother podcast.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
every good dude is not good every day.
And so instead of taking the negative about single, how about we look at it as a positive? Because whether you are single by choice or circumstance, it's a decision, right? Even if it's by choice or circumstance, it's a decision that you've made. It is.
Yeah.
Because you can choose
to
go and shack up or get married to someone just to say you are. So it's a decision that you're making. And whatever the decision or the reason for the decision, just be happy with whatever. Find the goodness, find the happiness in that decision.
Indeed.
Okay?
That's fair.
Stamps in your passport.
Stamps in your passport.
Works
Pew,
for me.
pew, pew. So on that note, it was great talking to you guys today.
Me too.
Jason, thanks for always being here.
Thank you.
Teresa, thank you for being here.
She got that sound.
She got it
right?
down. I hope this is not your last time being here with us.
Oh, I hope not too. This was hella fun.
Okay.
Indeed.
Sheneka, thanks.
Yeah. Are we gonna do something off air? What are we gonna do? Oh, Teresa, this all right?
Can you let me handle this? See, now I gotta cut all of this.
On you.
I gotta cut all this out.
No, you don't.
So
it's a blooper reel.
Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you later. Peace. Hey, this episode was super dope. We had some great guests. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Theresa. Thank you for listening to the podcast and supporting us on all our endeavors. Real Talk with Pasha B does support art and those that create it. So it is great to be able to present to you artists, especially the local ones in Metro Atlanta. I am so happy and pleased to be able to present to you Miss Theresa the Songbird. She's going to be performing her piece, Miss Me. Check it out.
C'est bon, Kivan.
I would like to do this poem for all of the sisters who are growing their edges back. Because I know you was dealing with some terrible Negro who made them edges fall out in the first place. This poem is for you. He texted me, I miss you. And I'm all at once flattered and disgusted. Like, oh, girl, look, he's still thinking about me. And then I'm like, oh, hell, this brother still ain't about nothing. And I have too much substance to reply with anything less than polite or negative. So instead, he gets, thank you for thinking of me in the piece that I bring. Or, peace, king, sweet release, king, because I cannot bring myself to say I miss you, too. I still remember all the stupid shit you do. And I'm not trying to be another anything in your kingly realm. I'm not trying to be another treasure you keep trapped on a shelf or an endeavor you think you have to help. Remember, you already had me. You stashed me where I wouldn't interrupt your flow. I wouldn't disrupt your stroll. So miss me while I find a life that feels good to my soul. Miss me while I become a wife to someone who understands how I roll. Miss the love you felt when I dealt and you decided to fold. Remember? You thought my best wasn't worth your investment. So miss all of me. Miss the chefing. Miss the late night chill smoke sessions. Miss the shit you told me you couldn't tell anybody else. See, you really don't miss me anyway. You miss the idea of me. You miss the feeling of me in the air. You miss how when I was around, it seemed like nobody else was there. You miss how I shared my heart and you thought that elsewhere the grass would be greener or that somehow I would become lesser, or you realized that indulging me would require some actual effort and you left my love right where it was, untouched. And now your life is too much and your heart is aching. Now the alternate plans you had in the making are coming back around to bite you in the ass. Now it's looking real yellow around here where you thought it was gonna be greener grass. Now him is sad. Aw, Now him is afraid. Now he want to reminisce on the old days. Baby, you miss my old ways, the way I used to do things when I was in love with you. I don't miss what your type of love and do. Fool, I don't miss what you. I don't miss you. I don't miss how you make me feel. I don't miss how you sold me lies on a dream you never intended on making real. I don't miss working so incredibly hard for the smallest part of your empty heart while you go wherever you are to do whatever you do, never checking in on me or my state of being because you only and ever have room to care about you. I don't miss us. Ill. There is no us to miss. I don't miss this false sense of a relationship that doesn't and never did exist. See, you miss me because you remember my gentleness and my loyalty. I remember how you treated my compassion like a doormat. You miss being able to walk all over me like I don't matter. You miss me. Oh, I'm flattered and disgusted. So miss me like a crackhead misses their choice substance. I miss you like I miss having a whole lot of nothing. I miss you like I miss the extra hole in the head or sunburn or cramps. Miss me like you wish you missed this rant. I miss you like I miss being the fat girl picked last in gym class. Yeah, like that. Like every miserable memory that I can muster. I miss you like an abuseful lover because you was neglectful and callous and a stupid ass bastard thinking that I like moving backwards. Back to the way you remember things being. Talking about, oh girl, you always be there for me. Talking about, oh girl, you always know what to say when shit in my life go left field. But let's keep it real. Who's healing the kid? Who's handling my soul? Who's pulling my broken pieces back together when I'm broke? You missed that, didn't you, with your missing ass? Miss how I became disgusted with me for allowing someone like you to treat me like a secondhand citizen. The same one you've been missing since you stopped feeling that princess you left me to go find. You missing your water, but baby, this well is dry. So don't miss me. Please miss me with all of that bullshit. Thank you.
C'est bon, Kivan.